Hey, curious minds, get ready for mind-blowing facts about animals, science, and more. From surprising talents to bizarre discoveries, this video is packed with fun you won't believe. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the unexpected.
When most people think of Antarctica, they picture an endless expanse of ice and snow, not a land teeming with hidden geological activity. But beneath its icy surface lies a vast and largely unexplored volcanic landscape, particularly beneath the West Antarctic ice sheet. In recent years, scientists have discovered over 138 volcanoes in this region, many of them completely buried under thick layers of ice. This surprising revelation has reshaped how we view the frozen continent, showing that it's not just a static wasteland, but a geologically dynamic environment. One of the most remarkable volcanoes in Antarctica is Mount Erebus, located on Ross Island. It's not only the southernmost active volcano on Earth, but also one of the few volcanoes with a persistent lava lake, a pool of molten rock that continuously bubbles and churns at its summit. This rare feature makes Erebus a valuable natural laboratory for studying volcanic processes under extreme conditions. Despite the harsh climate, scientists from around the world make the journey to study Erebus, unlocking clues about both volcanic behavior and Earth's interior. What makes the presence of these subglacial volcanoes especially significant is their potential impact on Antarctica's ice. Some of these volcanoes are believed to be still active, and the heat they release from below, called geothermal heat, could be contributing to the thinning and melting of the ice sheet. This process is particularly concerning in West Antarctica, where ice shelves are already showing signs of instability. Understanding how volcanic activity affects the ice is critical for predicting future sea level rise and the broader impacts of climate change. The discovery of such an extensive volcanic network beneath Antarctica is still relatively recent, and scientists continue to explore and map this hidden underworld using radar, satellite data, and seismic studies. Each new finding challenges the idea of Antarctica as a static frozen frontier and highlights the complexity of our planet's geology. Far from being just a cold desert, Antarctica is a geological giant with secrets that could reshape our understanding of Earth's past, present and future.
Beneath the frozen expanse of Greenland lies a stunning geological surprise, a massive impact crater buried under the Hiawatha Glacier in the northwest part of the island. Discovered in 2018 by a team of scientists using ice-penetrating radar, this 31-kilometre wide or 19-mile crater is one of the largest ever found on Earth. What's remarkable is not just its size, but its preservation beneath the thick ice, which has shielded it from erosion for potentially thousands of years. This discovery has reshaped scientists' understanding of the geological history hidden beneath Greenland's seemingly unchanging ice sheet. The crater was likely formed by a meteorite more than 1 kilometre in diameter slamming into Earth with a force equivalent to millions of nuclear bombs. Such an impact would have been catastrophic, releasing immense amounts of energy, melting vast volumes of ice, and ejecting debris into the atmosphere. Some researchers speculate that it could have triggered dramatic environmental changes, potentially contributing to a sudden cooling event known as the Younger Dryas around 12,000 years ago, though the exact timing of the impact is still under debate. What makes this discovery so fascinating is how it pushes the boundaries of what we thought possible to find beneath massive ice sheets. Scientists used a combination of satellite data, radar imaging, and glaciological modelling to detect the crater's round shape and raised rim beneath more than a kilometre of ice. Samples collected from nearby rivers also revealed shocked quartz and other signs of a high-energy impact, further supporting the theory that a massive space rock struck Greenland in the relatively recent geological past. This hidden crater is not only a reminder of Earth's violent encounters with objects from space, but it also highlights the mysteries still waiting to be uncovered beneath Greenland's ice. As climate change accelerates ice melt, previously inaccessible geological features may come to light, providing crucial insights into Earth's past and its dynamic processes. Greenland, often seen only as a frozen expanse, is in fact a complex and geologically active land, still holding ancient secrets beneath its surface.
Beneath the breathtaking landscapes of Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming lies one of the most powerful geological features on Earth, the Yellowstone caldera, a massive supervolcano. Unlike typical cone-shaped volcanoes, this caldera is a vast depression formed by a catastrophic eruption about 640,000 years ago. That eruption expelled more than 1,000 cubic kilometers of ash, rock, and gas into the atmosphere, enough to blanket large portions of North America. It left behind a crater approximately 30 by 45 miles wide, which now hosts many of Yellowstone's famous geothermal wonders. This isn't Yellowstone's only massive eruption. The region has experienced at least 3 super eruptions over the past 2.1 million years, each with world-altering consequences. While the term supervolcano might sound like science fiction, it's a very real classification for volcanoes capable of ejecting over 1,000 cubic kilometers of material. These events are extremely rare, occurring perhaps once every several 100,000 years, but they can cause global climate change, disrupt ecosystems, and even impact human civilization on a continental scale. Beneath Yellowstone lies a magma chamber spanning more than 30 miles across, containing molten rock and extreme geothermal activity. This heat powers the park's geysers, hot springs, and fumaroles, making it one of the most geologically active places on Earth. While scientists closely monitor the area for signs of rising magma or unusual seismic activity, current data shows no signs of an impending eruption. Still, even a minor volcanic event in the region could have significant local impacts, which is why Yellowstone remains under constant observation. Despite its potential for destruction, the Yellowstone supervolcano is also an incredible natural laboratory for understanding the Earth's inner workings. It provides unique insights into plate tectonics, geothermal energy, and volcanic behavior. The more we study it, the better we understand not only the risks it poses, but also the dynamic, ever-changing nature of our planet. Yellowstone is a reminder that beneath the calm beauty of the American West lies a powerful force shaped by millions of years of geological evolution.
The claim that the Amazon rainforest produces 20% of the world's oxygen is one of the most widely repeated facts about the planet's most famous jungle. But it's a bit of a myth when taken at face value. The Amazon rainforest, often referred to as the lungs of the Earth, certainly plays a critical role in the global carbon and oxygen cycles. It's home to over 390 billion individual trees, each absorbing carbon dioxide and releasing oxygen during photosynthesis. At first glance, it would seem reasonable to estimate that such a massive forest could account for a significant portion of Earth's oxygen production. However, scientists now clarify that while the Amazon does produce an enormous amount of oxygen, approximately 20% of the total generated by photosynthetic processes on land, it also consumes nearly the same amount through the process of respiration and decomposition. Trees and plants use oxygen at night or during decay, and microorganisms in the soil also consume oxygen as they break down organic matter. This means that the net oxygen contribution of the Amazon is closer to zero, making it more of an oxygen recycler than a true producer. That said, the Amazon is still incredibly important for Earth's atmospheric health and climate stability. It acts as a carbon sink, absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, and thus helping to mitigate climate change. The forest also regulates rainfall patterns across South America and even affects weather systems as far away as the United States. When parts of the Amazon are cleared or burned, not only is oxygen-producing vegetation lost, but stored carbon is released into the atmosphere, exacerbating global warming. In short, while the Amazon may not be the oxygen factory it was once believed to be, its ecological significance cannot be overstated. It supports millions of species, stabilizes regional and global climates, and sustains many indigenous communities. Protecting the Amazon is less about oxygen output and more about preserving one of Earth's most vital, complex, and irreplaceable ecosystems.
There is indeed a town in Norway where the sun doesn't rise for several months of the year. Tromsø, located well above the Arctic Circle, experiences this remarkable natural phenomenon known as the Polar Night. From roughly late November to mid-January, the sun remains completely below the horizon, casting the town in a unique bluish twilight for weeks on end. While it never becomes pitch dark for the entire period, thanks to some ambient light from the horizon, Residents go for more than 50 consecutive days without seeing the sun. This happens because of Earth's axial tilt. As the planet orbits the sun, its tilted axis causes the Arctic Circle to lean away from the sun during winter. As a result, areas north of this circle, including northern Norway, experience prolonged periods where the sun never rises at all. Conversely, in summer, the same tilt causes the midnight sun when the sun never sets, offering 24-hour daylight for several weeks. Despite what you might expect, many locals in Tromsø adapt surprisingly well to the absence of sunlight. The town embraces this time of year with a sense of celebration, decorating homes and streets with lights, hosting winter festivals, and spending time outdoors. Mental health professionals even study Tromsø's population to understand how people cope so well with the darkness. Some credit the strong sense of community, the natural beauty of the snowy landscape, and even the magical displays of the northern lights, which are often most visible during these dark months. Tromsø's Polar Night is both a scientific curiosity and a cultural marvel. It offers insight into how humans adapt to extreme environmental conditions, and how our perception of time, mood, and productivity can shift with the cycles of light. While it may sound daunting to live in darkness for weeks, many residents find beauty and peace in the quiet, reflective nature of the long Arctic nights.
England's gentle hills and green countryside may not seem dramatic at first glance, but beneath this tranquil landscape lies the story of a truly colossal past. Around 400 million years ago, during a time known as the Caledonian Orogeny, England was part of a mountain range that rivaled the Himalayas in height. This ancient chain was formed when the ancient continents of Laurentia, now part of North America and Greenland, Baltica, Northern Europe and Avalonia, which included parts of modern-day England, collided. The immense pressure from these tectonic movements caused the Earth's crust to buckle and rise, forming towering mountains across what is now the British Isles. Over time, these Himalayan-scale mountains were worn down by millions of years of erosion. Natural forces like rain, wind, rivers and glaciers relentlessly ground them down into the rolling hills and valleys we see today. Although the peaks have vanished, the roots of these mighty mountains remain deep beneath the surface. In places like the Lake District, the Scottish Highlands and parts of northern England, we still find ancient igneous and metamorphic rocks, geological remnants of that dramatic mountain-building era. The Lake District, in particular, is a key area where this ancient geological activity is most visible. The rugged peaks and exposed rocky outcrops there are composed of some of the oldest rocks in England, dating back over 500 million years. These rocks were once buried miles beneath the Earth's surface and have since been uplifted and exposed by erosion. This landscape tells a silent story of plate tectonics, intense heat and pressure, and the ever-changing surface of our planet. Understanding this deep-time history not only adds richness to our appreciation of England's scenery, but also highlights the dynamic nature of Earth's geology. What appears to be a stable, ancient landscape is actually the product of immense geological forces and continuous transformation. England's past as part of a once lofty mountain range is a reminder that even the calmest terrains can have explosive, mountainous origins, hidden just beneath our feet.
Lake Superior, the largest of North America's Great Lakes, holds the distinction of containing approximately 10% of the world's surface fresh water. This vast body of water spans 31,700 square miles, or 82,100 square kilometers, and is so massive that it holds more water than the other 4 Great Lakes combined. To put this into perspective, Lake Superior contains about 2,900 cubic miles, or 12,100 cubic kilometers of water, which is more than all of the water in the United States rivers combined. Its sheer volume makes it an essential part of the global freshwater supply, despite being just one of many lakes on Earth. This enormous freshwater reserve is incredibly important for both the ecosystems and the people living in the surrounding areas. The lake is bordered by Canada, specifically Ontario, to the north and the United States, including Minnesota, Wisconsin and Michigan to the south. Its waters are used for many purposes, including drinking water industry and recreation. The lake's surrounding basin is home to millions of people, making it a crucial resource for the nearly 3 million people who live along its shores. Additionally, its fresh water supports a rich variety of plant and animal life, with ecosystems that depend on its clean and abundant supply. Lake Superior's size and significance make it a key part of the Great Lakes Basin, which is the largest freshwater system in the world by total area. In fact, The Great Lakes are so large that they are sometimes referred to as the largest group of freshwater lakes on Earth. The water in Lake Superior is also known for its clarity. It is the clearest of the Great Lakes, with visibility of up to 40 feet, 12 meters in some parts, largely due to its low levels of suspended sediment. However, despite its vast size and volume, Lake Superior faces environmental challenges, particularly from pollution-invasive species and climate change. Industrial activities around the lake, as well as agricultural runoff, have led to water quality concerns in some areas. Efforts are ongoing to preserve the water quality of Lake Superior and ensure that this freshwater treasure remains available and healthy for future generations. Its importance as a critical freshwater resource cannot be overstated, making its conservation vital for both local populations and the wider environment.
Alaska's coastline is a true marvel of nature, holding the title of the longest coastline of any state in the United States. Stretching an astonishing 33,000 miles, it surpasses the combined coastlines of all other U.S. states. This vast stretch of shoreline borders both the Arctic Ocean to the north and the Pacific Ocean to the south. In addition to this, Alaska's coastline includes numerous islands, fjords, and peninsulas, many of which are so remote that they remain largely untouched by human development. This expanse of land and water makes Alaska a crucial geographical location for marine life, trade, and indigenous cultures. The sheer size of Alaska's coastline has not only shaped its natural landscape, but also influenced its economy. The state's fishing industry thrives here, as the cold, nutrient-rich waters provide some of the best fishing grounds in the world. Alaskan king crab salmon and other fish species are integral to both the state's economy and local diets. Additionally, the coastline plays a key role in the state's shipping industry, serving as a vital route for transporting goods to and from the remote regions of Alaska. This maritime access is essential for connecting Alaska with the rest of the world, given its distance from the continental United States. Beyond its economic importance, Alaska's coastline is a living, breathing ecosystem that is home to an incredible variety of wildlife. From seals, whales, and sea otters to seabirds and fish, the diversity of life along the coastline is staggering. The cold waters of the Arctic and Bering Sea are particularly rich in nutrients, supporting massive populations of marine organisms. The state's coastal ecosystems are also vital for migratory species, including birds that fly long distances and whales that travel vast oceanic routes between Alaska and warmer waters. However, the remote and rugged nature of Alaska's coastline presents significant challenges for both residents and conservationists. The vastness of the coastline makes it difficult to protect and manage, with many regions being isolated and inaccessible. In addition to climate change and pollution, the coastline faces environmental threats from human activities such as oil drilling and commercial fishing. Despite these challenges, Alaska's coastline remains one of the last truly wild frontiers in the world, with efforts underway to protect its ecosystems and maintain the delicate balance between human use and environmental preservation.
Canada holds the impressive distinction of having the longest coastline of any country in the world, stretching more than 202,000 kilometers, or about 125,000 miles. This vast coastal reach is largely due to Canada's unique geography, which includes not only its mainland borders along the Atlantic, Pacific and Arctic Oceans, but also its more than 52,000 islands, such as those in the Arctic Archipelago, Vancouver Island and Newfoundland. This immense and diverse coastal environment makes Canada one of the most geographically rich nations on Earth. The sheer length of Canada's coastline gives rise to a remarkable range of climates, ecosystems and wildlife. On the Atlantic coast, you'll find rugged cliffs and fishing villages steeped in history, while the Pacific coast is lush, mountainous, and known for its temperate rainforests and marine biodiversity. The Arctic coast, in contrast, is harsh and icy for most of the year, but supports uniquely adapted animals such as polar bears, walruses and narwhals. These coastal environments also play a critical role in the way of life for many indigenous communities, especially those in remote northern regions. Canada's coastline is not only ecologically important, but also economically vital. Coastal industries such as Fishing, shipping and tourism are key contributors to the national economy. Ports like Vancouver, Halifax and St. John's are major hubs of international trade. The long coastline also means Canada has vast marine resources and rich fishing grounds, making the stewardship of these waters a major concern. In recent decades, Canada has increased efforts to protect marine environments through the creation of marine conservation areas and sustainable fishing practices. However, managing such a vast and varied coastline presents numerous challenges. Climate change is causing rising sea levels, increased coastal erosion, and threats to marine life, particularly in the fragile Arctic. Additionally, the remoteness of much of the coastline makes it difficult to monitor and protect against pollution, illegal fishing, and industrial development. Despite these hurdles, Canada's coastline remains a source of national pride and international significance, offering not just natural beauty, but also critical ecological and cultural value.
Tucked away near the bustling city of Naples lies one of the most powerful yet lesser-known volcanic regions in the world, the Campi Flegrei, or Phlegreian Fields. Unlike the dramatic peaks of Mount Vesuvius or Mount Etna, Campi Flegrei appears as a broad, low-lying area, dotted with steaming fumaroles, hot springs and calderas. Beneath this quiet surface, however, lies a supervolcano, a massive geological structure capable of eruptions far more powerful than any in recent human history. It's a place where the Earth's crust is thin and geothermal energy bubbles just below the surface. The Campi Flegrei has a violent history. Around 39,000 years ago, it unleashed one of the largest eruptions Europe has ever seen, the Campanian Ignimbrite eruption, which spewed enormous amounts of ash and gases into the atmosphere. This event may have triggered a volcanic winter and is even believed by some scientists to have played a role in the decline of Neanderthals in Europe. Since then, the region has had several smaller eruptions, with the most recent occurring in 1538, when a new volcanic cone, Monte Nuovo, was formed in just a few days. Today the area remains highly active geologically, showing signs of bradyseism, a phenomenon where the ground gradually rises or falls due to subterranean magma movements. This makes the region a focal point for volcano monitoring, as even small shifts could indicate a potential eruption. Because Campi Flegrei is surrounded by dense urban areas, including parts of Naples, an eruption could be catastrophic, both in terms of human life and economic impact. That's why the Italian government and global scientists have made monitoring this area a top priority. Despite its ominous potential, Campi Flegrei offers an incredible window into Earth's geological past and future. It's a natural laboratory for studying supervolcanoes and the immense forces that shape our planet. For travellers, it's also a unique place to witness the intersection of history, myth and science, where the ancient Romans once built bathhouses on hot springs and modern researchers install sensors to track volcanic unrest. Campi Flegrei is a vivid reminder that Italy's beauty is more than skin deep. Das den asti, dix and finus, das den geisti, kanja kaisi, das it demoventainendastis, das deities, and thus it's a land shaped by powerful, often hidden forces. Thank you for watching. We hope these mind-blowing facts left you amazed and inspired. Don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that notification bell because there's plenty more where that came from. Stay curious and we'll see you in the next one.